am Emma.
Mummy.
And who are you?
I'm Winnie.
And then who's that?
Daddy.
And what's Daddy's name? Can you remember?
Jack.
Jack. Welcome to our channel.
And that's Bill.
And we've got Bill
Yeah.
down here. Bill the dog.
Yeah, I do a bit of arable farming, a bit of contracting. We're based down here in Dorset. Do a bit of all sorts really.
We do playing. I do playing.
Yeah, you do playing, don't you?
And so I'm third generation farmer at an arable farm.
Bill do chewing.
About 10 miles away from here. So yeah, Bill does chewing. He doesn't chew that much, does he?
So we're here this morning, nice field of winter barley. Just looking at some of this linseed that we sown as a companion crop. There it is, growing away nicely. That's what we want. So we're here this morning on the 26th of November. Got a field of wheat here coming through nicely. Ploughed and drilled after maize out of a John Deere Gator. Some of you might think we're putting strug pellets on, but actually broadcasting some linseed on, which is going to work as a companion crop. Help fill some of these gaps in between this wheat here. Get a bit more soil cover, make it a bit better for save so much erosion and runoff. This is linseed seed here. It's just some home saved stuff that we've cleaned. And just putting it on through this little broadcaster. Can get rain again tonight, obviously, because it doesn't stop, does it? So should be growing in no time, hopefully. Here we have some broadcast linseed seeds. There they are, just there on the surface. And yeah, a bit of rain. They'll swell up and hopefully they'll grow. Got some little shoots, some little bits of wheat just starting to poke through here that we drilled the other day. That's a little bit of linseed, which is a companion crop. A bit more linseed there. Another little bit of wheat poking through. See some wheat poking through here. It's had a lot of rain on it. It's nice to see it's just starting to come through. So a bit of green, a bit of linseed coming through, which we managed to drill that in one pass because we drilled this here with a different drill, so we haven't had to spin it on separately. Have a look, see if there's much in where the slugs about. Hopefully not, because it's been nice and cold. That slows them up. The trouble is it also slows the crop coming out of the ground up. But, yeah, nice to see it's coming up. Had 115 mils of rain in about 5 days. So relief it's not drained. Just up over White Horse Hill. Have been cops over there in distance, very local. Yeah, last time we looked up at this wheat on the video, it was just poking out the ground. And now it's up and pretty well established. So it's good to see. Pretty grey day today, but got a bit of cover crop here. Mixture of linseed. Didn't pull out very well, root broke off. Ground be nice and soft after all this rain. But yeah, roots stay breaking off. It's a nice tough root on there. Goes in decent depth. Good sized plant, just to help break the soil up a bit and lock up the nutrients or soak them up. Turnip here. Decent root on turnip down in the ground there. And then we got some oats. Oats are really good at scavenging nutrients and grow a good bit of ground cover. Nice roots there, help them break the soil up. Surprising how much weight there is to an oat plant. Bushes out nicely. And we've got this stuff here, Phacelia, and that would produce a real nice purple flower. If you had some Phacelia about in the summer, it'd be covered in bees. Nice sized plant. The linseed and the Phacelia don't seem to suffer too much of slugs, when the oats can get a bit bit of slug competition when you're trying to get them established. Same with the turnips, but we managed to get this up and away out here. And before we drill the following crop, we'll graze this off with some sheep. Someone else will, and then turn this plant into manure, which will be easier for the following crop to take up. And obviously the nutrients have been locked up in this over the winter. Be some roots in the ground, helping to get the ground broken up and help with the water infiltration, and the nutrients be held in the plant rather than getting washed down through the soil out of reach. That's the idea of it all. In some places people grow much taller cover crop, and it all depends how much nitrogen you've got left in the soil when you harvest your crop. If your crop's taking up all your nitrogen, you shouldn't be growing a massive cover crop. Depends a little bit on the weather, what sort of summer you've had, how much rain you've had, and how warm it's been once the crop's established as to how well it grows. But it needs some nutrients there to get it up and away. Here's some of Simon's sheep on grazing some cover crop off here, Broad Main, and some in the next field over. Graze this down, and then this will go in a crop of spring peas, which hopefully, if they get good quality, they go for canning, be like mushy peas, chip shop mushy pea type things. If we don't get the right weather on them, then they end up being animal feed. Sheep are pretty content. So here we've been trimming hedges. The idea is trim the hedge back. You've got a bit of a knot here where it normally gets trimmed. Try and trim it back around there somewhere, maybe a little bit taller, and then it'll bush a bit. Those bits will bush out a bit more. Then thicken it up. If you let a hedge get too tall, that will all grow up in the bottom and get real gappy. And this is a large enough hedge already. If you let it get too tall, it just grow up like you just end up like a tree trunk, and then tree up on the top really. But you try and keep them quite thick so that they're stock proof, and also that gives a lot more protection for nesting birds in there. Sometimes when you trim a hedge, it looks a bit looks like it's been a bit heavy handed, but sometimes you left it for 2 or 3 years worth of growth. Like here, this looks like it's had a bit more of a hammer, and well, this would have been a bit bigger when it was cut back. It would have had 2 or 3 years worth of growth on it. Try not to cut it every year because it's better for birds to forage in if it's not trimmed. But obviously you've got to trim it to keep the hedge in its shape and stop it getting thin in the bottom and keep it doing its job. Keep it providing shelter. And obviously when you trim it, you get all your new shoots come out, and then that'll produce some fruit, different berries and that to keep the birds fed. Loaded 5 lorry loads of wheat out the doorway of this barn this week, which has been going various places. We've got the elevator up there in the roof that brings it all in and piles it up, and when the barn's full right up, we got some concrete panels in the doorway, fill it up really full. It's got a cable wire which is powering one of the fans. What's that there?
Right.
Yes, well done. And what's that big yellow heap over there? Maize, well done. And then what's that other heap over there? No. Wheat, that's right, yes. Just firing up a couple of combines this morning. It's good to get them run up once in a while, and check that they start, so we move them out of the way when we want to get some fertiliser right. Yeah, I'll show you a bit more in a minute. Yeah, good news, both started. We got Axle Flow 9250 here, which we've run for a couple of seasons. Next demonstrator one beforehand. The 2020 machine. We just run it up a minute, put it all in gear. Hopefully there's no vermin in there, but if there is, we'll soon see them shake out. We don't wash the combines off when we put them away. We wash them off before we use them. We just blow all the dust off and the chaff and that, and try and get all the grain out of it and put it away dry. I don't think it makes much difference if we put it away washed off, but this time of year it's not much good washing stuff because you can't get it dried out the same. Got a Lexion 770 here, 2016 one. We've had since new. Actually combined some maize with it. Do a bit of maize most years. Have done for quite a few years. 8-row maize header on it. That's what we finished the season up on. On some wet grain that was too wet to forage, which got combined, been through the grain dryer, and it's now been fed back to the cows as a concentrate feed, or more concentrated. So where the combine's on tracks, it would travel better than a forage harvester, and you've not got to run trailers alongside it all the time, so it seems to work quite well if you get a wet time, especially if you get a wet time when you're foraging. You can combine it a month later. With a bit of luck, the weather would be a bit better, which it was this year. Made the job go a lot better. But we have also combined stuff on other farms that was planned to be combined right from the start. Out here applying some digestate to a small seed rate. There's a bit of sunshine. Machine on behind, we call a Rotamax. It's a type of umbilical system. It picks its pipe up and then lays its pipe back down again. Looking up across there, that's part of the field that we've already applied some to. And the digestate is basically food waste, and like this particular digester, it's food waste that comes out of people's bins that get collected from households here in Dorset, and that goes to a place. It gives off gas. It gets some more food waste gets added to it from like more liquid stuff to make it fluid enough to go through the plant, and then that gives off gas in the tanks there, and that gas powers an engine which produces green electricity. The food waste out of the bins would have previously gone into landfill, but it's a good source of organic matter, good source to feed the soil and feed the plants. It's got readily available nitrogen in it, so that's replacing manufactured fertilizers, which would be manufactured using gas. So this is a greener, more environmental product. It's also got quite a bit of sulphur in it. We like to give the oilseed rape a good dose of digestate because that's a crop that benefits from sulphur, and there's also a bit of P and K and some other trace elements in it, so it's quite a good balance to get the crop growing. Just been out putting digestate on with the Rotamax. Just run out of slurry, just waiting for some more to arrive. So we've got this pipe here that feeds the slurry to the machine, gets rolled in and out, up through this arm, up through this rollers. The arm swings side to side, lets the pipe in and out different places. And then up here we got a hose guide, and that's what loads it onto the reel that moves side to side, left to right. It's all driven by a timing chain. In this red guard here, there's a gearbox at the top, little right angled gearbox, and that moves the pipe guide side to side to get the pipe loaded evenly onto the reel. And the slurry is all in the pipe in there, and then it comes out through this elbow here, back, then out onto the dribble bar. Got a macerator in the dribble bar, so basically it spins round and round and round in there, and that helps distribute the slurry out these hoses, which pump it out onto the grain there. What we've also got on here, we've also got tank on the front, so when we turn on the headlands, we pump it into the front so we're not double dosing or whatever. We can run up and down, spread our headland properly rather than end up half moons like you could do. So we've got a gate valve up on top of the macerator. That runs it through this black pipe, down the side of the machine, through, down the galvanised pipe on the side of the tractor there, into the tank on the front, which holds about 2 cubic metres. And then just open the gate up on here hydraulically, and then that'll fill. And then when you want to empty it, when you're spreading in the field, got a hydraulic driven pump on there, and then that'll pump it back through the same line, and back out through the dribble bar whilst you're going along, so you can keep the pump running the whole time. Not having to start and stop to turn on headlands or anything like that. So I use a Rotamax. Got a lot of quite sharp flints. You get some like that. Sometimes you can pick some up and you cut a piece of string, no trouble at all. Quite sharp, quite razory. Got about 800 metres of pipe running across through the valley to feed the Rotamax. And the Rotamax got about 600 metres of pipe on it, so we got about 1400 metres of pipe. It's just running from this little engine driven pump, which is remote control. It's aerial, and then that's our nurse tank. It's not pretty, but it does the job. Holds about 60 cubic metres slurry, so it's a useful buffer for tankers. And they just put up on the side of the road, put a pipe on and blow it in the nurse tank. We don't do masses with a nurse tank, but we do a bit. Sometimes we pump direct out of the lagoon with this pump. And then we've got like a sort of never-ending supply. Well, can feel like that anyway.